The long history between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn spans all the way back to their run in Ring of Honor, and we're now seeing the remnants of that now here in WWE. Because what's looking like the direction for WrestleMania 41 is yet another Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens match. And I feel like this is a great opportunity to talk about their long history. Not just for WrestleMania 41, but for the history books. I do believe when it's all said and done, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Kevin Steen, El Generico, whatever iteration you want to use, is going down in history as one of the greatest rivalries, greatest feuds of all time. That's not hyperbole. That's not me coming up here to kiss the asses of these guys, hoping that they'll give me their autograph. No, I am a fan of theirs, but objectively speaking, when you think about how long these two have been doing this, name me a feud that has not only spanned before WWE, 15 years? If that? When did they become a tag team? Seriously, when did they become Steen Jericho? I'm pretty sure that was like 2008? 2007? Whenever they started becoming partners, that's how long it's been going. And that's been going on since the 2000s. Yeah. Some of you weren't even born yet. I know my audience. Now, to all my OG wrestling fan watchers who've been watching this since the 90s and the 80s, we know what the answer to this question is. There are very few feuds, very few rivalries that have lasted the test of time and maintained a certain level of quality while doing it. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens have done that. Whether you want to see them as Kevin Steen and El Generico from Ring of Honor, or who they are now. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about the long history. And I'm going to do it from my perspective. I'm going to talk about why I absolutely love this rivalry and why I think what they're doing can't just be a regular match. It needs to go to levels that the WWE themselves are scared to go to. They had to go to the deepest, darkest, hate-filled, blood feud kind of levels with this. We talk about CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, what we saw at Hell in a Cell. What do you think this is? We talk about feuds that can be inside Hell in a Cell and we'll be like, yeah, that deserves to be. You don't even need to say it. You don't need to say Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens should be in Hell in a Cell. That should be a match that should be done by sheer principle. Absolutely. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens should indeed have a Hell in a Cell match. Should it be at WrestleMania? I don't know. Maybe. Why not? But we'll get to that in a second. Let's start from the beginning. For me, the first time I saw Kevin Steen, El Generico feud was in 2010. Their big rivalry where Kevin turned on El Generico and just went completely psychotic. Steve Corino was his manager. And to me, this is when Kevin was at his best. Just a complete sociopath that talked about his family, but we all knew it was never about his family. He's just crazy. He enjoys wreaking havoc on others' lives. He's a broken man, mentally. And we're starting to see that a little bit with WWE, but we're scratching the surface. We're scratching the surface. We're not really going into how dangerous this man can be and is. As a character, of course. But back then, my goodness, I remember a promo where he was signing something, whether it was an autograph, a contract, whatever, and he had this pen in his hand. And he talked about all the things he wanted to do with that pen to El Generico. That was the entire promo. About a pen and all the dangerous things he wanted to do to El Generico. I can't find it. I forgot where I saw it in, but it was about a pen. He was psychotic. I go back to their match at Final Battle. Final Battle 2010, which to me, Fight Without Honor, unsanctioned, whatever, that has to be, if not the greatest Ring of Honor match of all time, it's got to be up there. It's got to be up there. When I think about Ring of Honor, that's the first match that comes to mind. And I've been watching Ring of Honor since the 2000s. Samoa Joe when he was champ. Bryan Danielson. CM Punk when he was there. Austin Aries. Oh my God, I'd be here all day. Tyler Black. Not Seth Rollins, but Tyler Black. But when I think about Ring of Honor, that's the match I go to. Kevin Steen, El Generico, Final Battle, 2010. You can watch that match right now on YouTube. If you haven't watched it, go watch it and then come back. You're welcome. That was the match where I went, oh, this is the new age of wrestling. What WWE is doing is outdated. What TNA is doing is outdated. This is the new direction of wrestling. Kevin Steen instantly blew up. Even though he was a villain, the fans gravitated towards him because he was something new, something different. Eventually, Kevin Steen, El Generico would move on to WWE NXT, where El Generico becomes Sami Zayn, Kevin Steen becomes Kevin Owens. Now, we got glimpses of these two in their peak, at NXT. Sami Zayn during that run was absolutely incredible. As great as Sami is now, nothing touched his run at NXT. Nothing touched his run. Especially that championship match against Adrian Neville. Pack. Yeah. Our Evolution, 2014. One of the greatest NXT matches of all time, if not WWE of all time. What people remember isn't just a match, though, because Sami Zayn would win the NXT championship, and then immediately, who was there? Kevin Owens. And what did Kevin Owens do? Embrace him. Embraced him as a friend, and then immediately attacked him. Powerbombed him on the apron, and put him out for, what, a month? Weeks? They had a championship match at the very next TakeOver. NXT TakeOver Rival. Where Kevin Owens ripped, absolutely destroyed Sami Zayn and ripped the NXT title from him. We wouldn't see the comeuppance for that moment until a year later, where Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens move up to the main roster, and they had that amazing match at Battleground 2016, right? 2016. Classic. That's when Sami Zayn got his win back. And we're all thinking, well, that's it. That's the end of the feud, right? No. 2017. What ends up happening? They join forces. They're friends again. What? These two bitter rivals? Joining forces again? This time they're both villains. Heels. Against Shane McMahon, Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson comes out of retirement because of them. But then eventually, Kevin grows a heart. Kevin becomes a good guy. Sami stays a heel. What ends up happening around WrestleMania 37? Oh, look at that. Sami attacks Kevin. Right back at it again. Bitter rivals. WrestleMania 37. And so you're thinking, these guys can't keep doing this. They can't keep doing this. We're 10 years in now. WrestleMania 39. What ends up happening? Somehow, some way, they can't escape each other. Sami and Kevin are who were at odds before, but now because of the Bloodline storyline, because of the Bloodline and their tyranny, they're brought back together. Their brotherhood is reunited, is rekindled. And then they end up going after the Usos. They have one of the greatest tag team matches, if not the greatest tag team match at a WrestleMania when they main evented night one. It's up there with TLC 2 from WrestleMania 17. The long streak of the Usos holding those tag team titles come to an end when Sami and Kevin Owens beat them. The rightful main event of that show. And here we are again. They're friends. it's almost like everything about their history didn't matter. They were just friends again. But there is that thought in the back of your head. When are they going to turn on each other? Who is going to turn on who? Because this is just meant to be. This is Batman and Joker. This is Superman and Lex Luthor. This is Goku and Vegeta. You get me? I can be here all day. This is Seto Kaiba and Yu-Gi-Oh! Rivals that do not. They might be friends for a little bit, but they don't stop. They are meant to fight forever. They are just meant to fight forever. So eventually we knew we were going to come back here. But just how? How were we ever going to come back here? Because I thought at WrestleMania 39, I'm thinking there's no way we can go back to this now. That was the perfect cap off to everything that they've been through. Nope. The story never ends. The story never ends. Because, see, Kevin Owens continues to suffer. Sami Zayn starts seeing progress. He starts getting the love and adulation that we all know he deserved. Becomes IC champion. But Kevin continues to suffer. And now he sees his friends, Sammy, Cody, Randy. They start showing respect to the man that honestly made their lives a living hell. For what, 4 years? Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns turns over a new leaf. Everyone loves him now. What about Kevin? Kevin gets the short end of the stick. And so now Kevin Owens, feeling like the world has turned against him, once again falls back into his old ways. That psycho comes back. The sociopath comes back. Because he realized, this is how I've always should have been. The world is cruel. And so I will be cruel back. And here we are again. After failing to beat Cody Rhodes, in a way that, I'm not going to lie to you, I kind of feel like Kevin should have won that ladder match because he carried this feud. He carried the feud with him and Cody Rhodes. It was one of the best things he's done since coming to WWE. His run with the Winged Eagle belt should have gotten him a championship run. Should get him. It better get him a championship run. But because of his failure, because of Sami Zayn not helping him, because he felt entitled to Sami's help, he is now going after his friend once again. We are back here once again. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, El Generico, Kevin Steen for WrestleMania 41. This time it needs to be different. These two need to go to levels that we've never seen before. It can't just be a regular match. We need blood. We need hatred. We need absolute disdain. Something that we haven't seen in WWE in years, since the Attitude Era. These two need to go to new heights with their hatred. And WWE needs to let them. The type of rivalry I want to see between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens should scare you. It should frighten children. It can't just be a regular match at WrestleMania. What's that going to do for anybody? No. This needs to elevate both of them to the main event status that we know they can be. I think Sami Zayn should have beaten Roman Reigns. Quite honestly, I still am very upset that he did not beat Roman Reigns in 2023. He should have beaten him. Roman could have won the belt back and still fight Cody Rhodes. And then beat Cody Rhodes, and we would have been right here. Exactly where we are now. Although, to be fair, he did beat Roman. He beat him by DQ. So, I guess I got what I wanted, but also didn't. Anyways. You know what I'm trying to say. That should have been a Sami Zayn win. Fans want to see him be a world champion. And I think part of the reason why we were upset with him winning the IC title is because that's a step back for Sami. I don't want to see Sami win the IC title. He's a world champion. That's where I want to see Sami go. Same thing with Kevin Owens. Those are world champions. But we're just waiting. We're waiting for them to punch through that glass ceiling. And I think this is the feud that will do it. But it has to go to lengths, and it has to cross a lot of lines. They have to do things, quite frankly, say things, do things that are going to make people go, oh, I don't know if they should be doing that, for them to get to that level. Otherwise, fans are going to go, why are we back here again? Why are we doing this again? Why can't we get past this? This feud is boring. We keep going here. I go to Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. They're going to go into a feud eventually. You already know that those two are going to feud again. It's going to happen. They're mortal enemies as well. They're friends now, but eventually they'll be feuding too. And the matches are going to be great. They're just meant to do it. But going back to Kevin Steen and El Generico, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. For this to really break ground here in WWE, they need to look through their history. They had to look through their collective runs, not just in WWE, but NXT, Ring of Honor, and so on and so forth. And the story that they had to tell needs to encapsulate everything that they've done. And then let that be what we get at WrestleMania. I have a feeling if they do that, this could end up being one of the best rivalries ever. Period. In WWE history. If it already isn't. If it already isn't. But those of you who don't know the history of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, Kevin Steen and El Generico, I invite you to take the day. Go back and watch their match. Ring of Honor, Final Battle, 2010. It's on YouTube. Watch their Ladder Wars match, which I think is also on YouTube. I think. Watch their NXT rival match. Watch the Battleground match. Watch their match. Some of you already seen it, but go back and watch their match at WrestleMania 37. Watch their tag match with the Usos. Watch the match with Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan. Rekindle your history with these two. Freshen up on their story. Because I think what they're going to do for WrestleMania 41 is nothing we've ever seen before. And I hope the WWE is willing to go to those lengths. I trust Triple H. I trust the writing team. I trust everybody involved to let them tell the right story and establish them as the main event players that they are. This can't just be a match. This needs to be the blood feud that it is. I've been waiting for it since 2010, and I think we're finally going to get it here in WWE. Only this time, the whole world will see it. I'm excited. I am excited for Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn for WrestleMania 41. Are you? Let me know down below. But thank you for watching. I just wanted to talk about it. Thank you for listening. I hope that all was an entertaining video to watch. If it wasn't, I apologize. But regardless, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cashapp, and Venmo. I love you all. And I'll catch you guys next time right here in Alyx's world. A place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you.